21 part of when you fell for a dangerous man and your possessive best friend was obsessed with you. Author point of view. Jungkook barged in Elijah's office and Grace stood on her feet. She looked scared. JK, Grace, so good to see you. Grace, what are you doing here? He was taking predatory steps towards her. You must be finding Elijah, right? Her hand approached the drawer to get her weapon. Grace, where is he? His eyes narrowed and in a moment he hit her against the wall. With his hand clasped around her neck, she screamed, JK, trying to act smart, huh? She clawed her hands on his when he raised her feet from the floor. The pressure was tightening around her windpipe. Grace, leave, please. Her words scrambled, and Jungkook's eyes darkened. He stepped back and she fell down with a thud. She was trying to catch her breath when he snatched her up with a fistful of her hairs. JK, tell me, Grace, where is Jan? He seized, and when she did not say a word, he threw her on the table. Rolling over all things, she again fell down on the marble floor. JK, where are you hiding her? While yelling each word, he headed to her. He looked enraged, ready to crush anyone if he would not get you. Grace stumbled up on her feet. Grace, you had her without her consent, and still you think you love her? Her voice was weak, but infuriated Jungkook. He punched on, and she saw stars for a moment. She attacked him that went empty, grasping on her head in the wall for 3 times. Her face was a mess and her whole body was aching. She was standing on Jungkook's support. Jungkook, do you think you are an angel? You killed Tess and now acting like some good people. Her eyes widened. JK, you thought I would never know? He picked her phone and unlocked it. Dialing your number, he put it on speaker. Ask her to come here. Jan, Grace, your voice appeared from speaker that soothed Jungkook's nerves. He applied pressure and she closed her eyes due to pain. Grace, can you come to company now? Jan, but you said not to leave the house. Grace, it's urgent. Jungkook cut the call and threw away the phone. JK, this time I will not let you separate us. He pulled back his hand and her aching body hit the floor. She was breathing heavily. Jungkook, time for the punishment. Her head jolted up. She looked at him, who was now. Grace, no, please let me go. Jungkook easily reached to your address, but he was unable to get inside the safe house. That is why he was following you. Your car stopped and he came near it. He knocked on the window pane and you pulled down the mirror. He saw you with your phone attached to your ear. He adjusted his eyes on yours and smiled proudly when his spell worked. In a slow motion, you put down your phone and came out of the car. JK, sweetheart. He leaned and placed his. You didn't oppose. Holding your hand, he took you to his car. Jungkook was holding you in his arms. Entering in a room, he placed you on the bed. Jan, Jungkook. A smile spread on his face when you took his name without any hatred. My sweetheart. He was sitting close. Jungkook, you are back where you belong to. You blinked your eyes. He saw how you were trying to get out of the spell. His brows knitted. You brought your hand to your head as it was hurting. Jan, what is this? Jungkook attached your back with the pad and your mind was clouded as he. After searching everywhere from safe house to company, Taehyung reached to Elijah's office thinking that you might be here. But the ruined state of office dropped his heart. He spotted Grace on the floor, and she was not moving. Grace. Kneeling down near her, he placed her head in his lap and patted her face. Da. Hey. Her eyelids moved, and she slightly opened her eyes. Grace. Jungkook. Da. Did Jungkook do all this? Grace. He. Yawned. We lost her. She was struggling to breathe. There were countless scars on her face, and Taehyung lifted her and placed on the couch. Then he wrapped his jacket around her. I need to rescue Jan and Jimin, but don't worry, I am sending help for you. She grabbed his hands in her shivering ones. Grace, Tess, Jungkook did not kill her. What? That was a shock. Grace, teams, they did. To stop the war, they might hurt Jan. You felt his under her skin, under your delicate hands. A war was going on in your mind. Jan, Jungkook. Your lips mumbled his name while your mind was yelling to push him away. Jungkook, you feel so good, sweetheart. He backed away. You heard him as Jan, don't. Words were muffled in your mouth. Taehyung's voice echoed in your head, and the moments with Jimin and James played in front of your eyes. Gathering all your energy, you pushed him away. Your vision was very blurry. JK, Jan. His angry voice hit your ears, and you tried to cover yourself with the blanket. Jungkook snatched it and threw it somewhere in the room. Jungkook, how is this possible? He was more powerful now, and you, being successful in breaking his spell, was annoying him. Jan, don't do. When your vision adjusted, tears slipped from your eyes as a furious Jungkook was staring at you. Wrapped your arms around yourself, you crawled back. Jan, your spell will not work. Don't you dare to try again. You yelled, and your parched throat hurt. Grabbing your feet, he pulled you down. You fought to keep him away. He stepped back when he really failed with his spell. Rolling down the bed, you picked up your clothes. JK, you will not obey this way. Let's do something about it then. He and headed to you. With a frightening grip on your wrist, he pulled you on your feet. He dragged you in the another room. JK, should I show you something, sweetheart? He caged you in front of himself. His He called in a servant. Jungkook opened the first door. The man went near a huge door and opened it. A body fell out on the floor, and you gasped. Your eyes widened when you saw who he was. Jan, Elijah. JK, bad news, sweetheart. He is. He whispered in your ear. You tried to get free, but his hold was lethal. Jungkook, patience. There is another surprise. Your mind swirled, thinking about Jimin. He nodded at the man, and he opened the other door too. Jan, Jimin, you screamed his name. His hands and feet were tied. Life ran through you when you saw him moving. JK, he is not dead yet. Jan, why are you killing innocent people? Please stop. JK, if you want to stop this, then why you stopped me earlier in the room? Jimin opened his eyes. You bit your lips when he looked at you. Jimin, Jan, he mumbled. Jungkook pushed you on the bed. JK, you must want to save him, right? Then you will not stop me, Jan. Jimin writhed on the floor, his face turning red. Your body was shaking in fear. Jungkook, it's your punishment. You pushed me away, and now I will, right here in front of his eyes. Jimin, stay away from her. He was panting heavily. JK, oh, it will hurt you, Jimin, to see your love girl with me. You left the bed to run, but he captured you. Jan, let me go. You screamed in pain when he nails. First time when did this. You were under spell. He treated you like a flower, and now he will hurt you. Jungkook, you yourself brought this on you. Stop. His hand clenched, and you spoke. Jan, you want a child. You will get it. His brows knitted, and he tilted his head. Jungkook, how can you be when I did not? Jan with Taehyung. To be continued. I know it's short, but I didn't want to skip a day. Thanks for watching and